Hi, it's Martin W. Ball, your Kangen water guy. Today talking about setting up the PinPoint ORP meter. So if you've got yourself one of these meters, they are fantastic. They work extremely well as long as they are looked after. They can be temperamental, so the importance of looking after them is vital to make sure you get the result you want. So I've got the kit here. Just around here is what you would get in a kit. I've also got some other bits that I'm going to go through with you as well that I recommend you possibly look into. Now, it's very easy. When you get it, you're basically going to get your meter, or monitor rather, like this. And in the back, you're going to need to put a 9-volt battery in. Once you've put your battery in, you've got a little stand there that you can hook it onto things or just lay down. One of the things that I actually have for when I'm doing my tests is I have a cocktail stick that I just broke, and then I put this basically this tape on to help stand it up. So what I'll do is I actually put it through and into the hole, and I let it then stand up. So it just helps people be able to see it a lot easier. The next thing then you're going to be getting is a probe. Now, the monitor isn't temperamental, but the probe is. They last for about 18 months. And depending on how well you look after them, they'll keep working very, very well. The key there was look after them. So if you don't store it in a solution, it's probably going to break. If you bang it, it's probably going to break. If you get a lot of dirt in it, if you don't clean it, it's probably going to break. So they are very, very careful instrument to be used. So one of the things that you actually get with them is if you need to make sure, and I really strongly encourage you to make sure that you get the Redox pH or ORP probe storage solution. Okay, you need to get that. It's a pink solution. What you'll also get, that's for your storage. What you'll also get is a calibration fluid. These come in sachets. So one of the things that I did was, once I had finished with the pH ORP storage solution, I actually just emptied it, used one of these to rinse it all out, and then put another one in. I bought several of these. So I actually have this so that I can dip my meter in, give it a clean, rather than using one of these and throwing it away if I need to. However, whilst I'm talking about this, as I said, is used for calibrating the ORP meter. Now, for some very strange reason, even American Marine Supplies, who provide this and make the PinPoint ORP meters and the other meters, they can't understand why. For us in Australia, and what I've experienced, I've helped many people get these PinPoints, and I've had to go through the same process for them in Australia, is that the calibration fluid doesn't work. And what I mean by that is that when we're setting up the meter, we are to get it to a calibration level of positive 400. We then start doing our tests from that level. Now then, whenever I calibrate the ORP meter to positive 400 from the calibration fluid, it actually doesn't give me a negative reading of the Kangen water, which is wrong. However, when I do calibrate it from the pH storage solution, I always get a negative reading. I always get the correct readings. And American Marine Supplies don't quite understand why that is, because they don't do it that way. They actually calibrate with this and they get the right results. So we don't know what's going on there. So it is important to be aware that if you get a PinPoint ORP meter and you're calibrating it with this fluid to positive 400, and then you stick it in the Kangen water and you're not getting it into a negative, and it should be at least negative 200, negative 300, negative 400, negative 500. We saw yesterday on some of the testing negative 700. If you're not getting it up there and in the high negatives, then it's probably likely the calibration that needs to be done properly. I'll show you what calibration is like. You also get a cleaning the strip. So, and it's very obvious which one you're supposed to do it on. You do it on the rough side. This side's very like shiny. That's not to be done. You do it on more of the rough side, and that's to help clear off any buildup and mineral buildup onto the end of the probe. Naturally, if there's more mineral buildup on the probe, it isn't going to be able to make contact with the liquid, and therefore should give you a result. So what I'll do is I'll just connect my probe into I'll connect my probe into the PinPoint meter and I'll turn it on. One of the things to be aware of when you're doing this is to make sure that, you know, the meter is, I'm actually just going to change this up a bit, bear with me a moment. I'm going to get rid of this elastic band and make it a bit easier for you to see. So if I put that into there, when you turn the meter on without the probe, it will just be going up and down, up and down, up and down. So it needs to be upright and it needs to be wet. So if I just put it on here for now, we can see it's 394, which is a positive reading. So what I want to do is I want to get my screwdriver. So this is just a little screwdriver. It's a little flathead to go onto the calibration screw. And if you turn it one way, it's going to go down. If you turn it clockwise, it goes down. If you turn it anti-clockwise, it goes up. And what you want to do is find a happy medium, which is 400. It might fluctuate higher, it might fluctuate down. You just got to keep adjusting it till it roughly gets to 400. And then it's basically calibrated. It's ready now to start testing the liquids. So what I would do in this example right now is I would just, all you need to do, a lot of people make this mistake. You don't need to unscrew this all the way. You just need to undo it a little bit, and then you just pull the probe out gently. If you unscrew it this lid all the way, it will end up stuck in this. And I've seen people put it into the liquids, and then what ends up happening is they then put it back into its storage, and that water's going into the storage solution and diluting the storage solution. So there's just no point for doing that. So right now we can see it's jumping around a bit because it's in the air. If I put it into a liquid, it will then, depending on what liquid it is, if it's tap water, it will go in a higher positive or maybe stay around there. If I put it in Kangen water, it will go into a negative. You've no doubt seen that on many of my other videos. So one of the things that I also carry around with me, he says, where's he put it now? Oh, it's over here because I just used the ORP meter, is paper towel. So what I do with the paper towel, I'm just going to turn this off now. What I do with the paper towel is, whenever I have tested liquids, I just bend the paper towel over, I fold it like that, and I just gently put it at the side. And the reason for that is to dry the probe, to make sure it's nice and dry as best I can get it before, and I might leave it to air dry for a bit before I put it in the storage solution. The other thing that I might want to do is, remember, you don't want to use the shiny side, you want to use the dull side. I bend it round and I get it on the probe, and I just gently spin it around on the probe to make sure it's getting rid of any calcium buildup. I then fold it around so it's still on the dull side, and I just go over the top. So it doesn't need to go much, and I'm letting the actual pressure of this in itself, I'm not forcing it, do that. I'll also just take it around the edge, so I'll put it on a bit of an angle and just get the edges of the probe, because you'll notice, you might not be able to see it on here on the video, but it is just slightly tapered off. So now this is, and that's literally it to clean the calcium buildup. And because I do it regularly, there's not a big buildup. So what I would do now is I would actually put that back into my storage solution, and then I'd seal that down. It's now in there, the liquid can't come out, so it's now sealed and it's now ready to be stored again. So as I mentioned, you're going to get a meter, you're going to get your monitor, or your probe as they call it. You're going to get calibration fluid. It may work for you, it may not, I don't know, but it doesn't work for me, so I don't use it, hence why I've still got lots of it. You definitely want to be getting plenty of pH probe storage solution. I usually throw it out after a month, whether I've used the probe or not, but it's good to have it. So I've got, and I think I've got another one of these. You'll be lucky, because you can see how much is used. It's a tiny little amount. You'll be lucky if you go through one of these in the year. Probably will do if you are changing it regular. You may happen to knock the pot over or something like that. So you may go through it a little bit quicker, but that's basically what should come in the kit. If you're buying stuff on eBay, you might just get the monitor and probe on its own. If some eBay people might be actually selling the whole kit, have a look for the whole kit. The next thing, what I recommend, and this is where I start now incorporating my bits. Paper towel, always good. Screwdriver, need that for calibration. I was actually using a sharp knife in the beginning because I didn't have a small screwdriver. So when we start looking here, I've got actually an ORP chart that I created, and I use that. So everywhere I go, and I've got it on just a stand, there's got the pH one on the back. The one I usually have is flip chart one. So I've got the ORP on the, well now I've got a pH one on, and then I lift it and I've got ORP. But you always test ORP first. I would never recommend anybody puts pH drops into the liquid and then puts the probe in. You're potentially going to mark and damage the probe. Just doesn't make any sense why anybody would do that. But I've always got them in case I'm doing a home demo or I'm out somewhere. I've got them to use and show people. I also have this box here that I just got from Bunnings, is our hardware store. You know, Home Depot if you're in America or wherever. You can get them from there. These are just the sachets, if you will, bubble wrap sachets that this stuff came in. So I just went and saw this and thought, oh, that would be pretty good to protect my ORP meter rather than the cardboard box it comes in. So what I've done over the time is, and I'll show you how I pack it just so you're clear with it, is that this, you can see how long I've had it. I've had this for several years now, and everything's a bit hanging, but it all works perfectly well. So with regards to this, I'm going to coil it up properly, because if I don't coil it up properly, it just makes it a nightmare packing. So let me just get this all together. I actually added the elastic band before because I thought it might make things easier when I was showing you, and it didn't. So let's put that there. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the bigger bag and put the probe in the bag. Now then, I'm going to put the probe over to one side because the probe is going to lay in there first, and as you can see, it fits in like it grew there. I'm going to get now the monitor, I'm going to put that in there. So that's now at the side. So everything's in there, it's nice and snug. What I now do is I get my pH monitor liquid and the other calibration fluid one, and I put them on top. So you can see how this is all fitting in really well. I actually forgot to put in the clean input, but I'll just put it on the side for now. In fact, no, I won't. I'll put it in here so I know where it is. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to look at where can I put things. So I know I can put my little cocktail stick around the back. I can put the screwdriver in the side. I can put my calibration fluid in there. I can also put my tissues. Now, what I do here is I have a little cup for if I'm going to do a chlorine test and a pH test. Now, you'll notice that these are both from Enagic. Unfortunately, some locations in the world are Enagic. They don't have the chlorine drops. Australia, we don't. I actually got another distributor from Canada to get me these and send them me. It cost me a lot of money in shipping, unfortunately. I got about 10 of them. They're good for using. I don't use it very often, but pH drops. So naturally having all this together, the little pot there that I can put the water in, and that kit there now goes in my car, and it's always in my car. Like that's look how good it is. It's just so cool, so perfect. This was from Bunnings. I'm not sure how much it was, but great little kit. And I always have this with me. I always have this in my car. So I know that anywhere I'm going, if I need to do a test, I can go and get it. If I'm in the house and I need to do a test, I go straight to my car and I get it. I've always got stuff on me so that I can make sure that I'm servicing people as best I can with what they need to know. So that's a rough walkthrough of setting up your PinPoint ORP meter. If you have any challenges, comment below, let me know whatever your challenges might be. What if you've used the calibration fluid, if it's worked for you, fine, let me know. Just drop it in the comments. It's always good to hear feedback, other people's experiences. If you have any real technical issues, then you want to be contacting the person that sold you the PinPoint ORP meter. I get all of my additional items from Stan at 6atools.com. I'll put the link in the comments below, in the copy below rather. And Stan's been very kind to offer 5% off. So I've bought a lot of stuff from him over the years. And he said that, look, I'll give you 5% off. Anybody that wants to buy any products through you, just let them know and that they can have the 5% off as well, just to try and help more and more people. So I get all my PinPoint ORP meters, the pH meters, all my solutions, everything, fixings and so on through Stan. He's been absolutely brilliant to me throughout the 6+ years that I've been with Enagic, and also advising me and helping me in regards to different ways to fit. So like to support some people who are going out there and supporting others, just like myself supporting you. So I'm confident to say that this has been a good educational video around the PinPoint ORP meter. As I said, they are temperamental. I have had times when it hasn't worked. It's given a positive reading for the Kangen water. That's not to freak you out. It's just to make you aware that occasionally it's literally happened 0.003% of the times that I've used it. So very rare, maybe twice in the years that I've been using it. But sometimes it's user error. Has it been cleaned? Do we need a new meter because or rather new probe because the probe's damaged? You know, these are these things to be aware of. It's come to the end of its lifespan. So just be aware of that. So hopefully that all makes sense. As I said, comment below. Looking forward to educating you further. Go and check out all the other videos on the website, on the YouTube site, and the videos there that I've got to just educate you further on the truth about Enagic and Kangen water. So thank you so much for your time. Have a great day, and bye for now. Enjoying my YouTube channel? Please make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell to receive further value.